Hey guys, I want to talk about three prongs that are incredibly cool and they're coming up and they have a lot to do with driving a great deal of power to these sites that drive into the client sites. One, using indexers like fast indexers to index pages in the sitemaps directly. So we're testing very many of them. So we'll figure out what works and what doesn't, the ones that work, double, triple up on, and absolutely hit all the links in the sitemaps for that reason. That's one prong. Now, with that in mind, I want to point something out. Some things that we catch sometimes when we put stuff up is that we forgot about a piece that we thought we took out, but didn't, and we have to take it out. Like for instance, this is schema. It's generic schema. It's a schema that has to do with when you first install. It's just we had to have something there, so that's what's there. Now you'd want to update this, okay? And this schema is showing the wrong stuff. Now, reality check is the schema that should be in there is set with tokens that fill in things like what the company name is. This should be coming off a token, okay? Image, we don't really have one default image that can work off a token, but so we just have an image. You can obviously replace it with any other image if you want. It's not really such a big deal. What's the URL? That should be coming off a token. Telephone number off a token, right? Address, postal, and everything else off a token. Aggregate rating and schema rating off a token. Now, by fixing schema, then we don't confuse Google. The schema works with the page rather than Google having to ignore it because there's not much match. Okay, and so then the pages rank better. So again, that's a file updater thing. If you saw our last video, we can actually go through our Varsheet installer and do a file update, or in this case, it would actually just be a importing master feed file, upload the feed file that changes that schema through all the projects that are related and literally fixes every case where it was wrong to every case where it's right, just fixes them, okay? So we'll go back through and double check, make sure we got them all. It's a lot of work doing, we have 10,800 live projects that we think we got all the steps done with, and we're just doing final checks. Having said that, let me continue making my point. So one prong is indexing sitemaps directly, okay, and fixing schemas. Okay, this is just a fix. Fix the canonical URLs too. I explained that in the last video. We're going to fix that also. So what comes next? We're just tracking tons of sites in here. We're dropping ones that have backlinks that are killing us. Like we keep running out of backlinks. You know, one website you can add has 8,000 backlinks, and your backlink quantity goes, and you can't use any more backlinks. Well, here's one thing we realized. Companies that have a ton of backlinks, it's going to be really, really hard for them to listen to us when we say, hey, look, see our backlinks that just appeared in your huge long list? That is why you took this big step up, because the days coordinate. It's like, maybe, maybe not, but it's going to be harder to get that through to a company. It was like we're saying, hey, we're doing good backlinks for you. They're like, we're getting good backlinks. We're getting lots of backlinks. So we thought, you know what? Part of our criteria when we're picking companies from page 3, 4, 5 for keywords that we can shove them up on is to make sure to pick companies that have very few backlinks. There are always going to be backlinks. Usually companies have some, 15, 38, maybe 100 or 200. But that's, you know, just bound to happen. Okay, other programs out there have a vested interest in linking to no-name sites sometimes. So you're just going to wind up with backlinks from these kind of low-quality sources all over the place. There's no way out of it. But as long as it's very low counts, they're not actively backlinking. They don't really know what they're doing. They're getting backlinks kind of accidentally. So then we can get a hold of them and tell them what we can do for them. Okay? And I still can't believe that all this stuff, many of these cases haven't been touched because our sitemaps were not getting indexed. And I thought it was a Google May 2020 core update. And I also thought it was just COVID-19 news and information pouring out, you know, using up Google servers more than ever. But even with all that being more or less true, biggest reason that we're not getting indexes, our sitemap links are telling Google that they're the same as the main links because of the canonical URLs, something we just overlooked. How's that even possible? Well, I don't know. Where do I have something I can check? Yeah, if you go into one of these pages here, right? Okay. And it can be using tokens for the name and the URL. But down here, canonical URL, whoops, Control X. Canonical URL is going to be just whatever static information happened to be there at the time, which means, update and reload. Okay, which means that we're always telling Google the same canonical URL. For Google, that means all the sitemap links are telling Google, hey, we're not really here, just go to the main link. And this production's just so big, it's easy to have overlooked, and hindsight's 2020. But we're going to have that fixed in no time. And then the sitemap links are going to start to appear, backlinks are going to start to flow, and these graphs are going to start to move. All right? For real, we're going to start to see ourselves in lots of these graphs. Okay, let me continue. RankSnap, it's high time. So RankSnap3 came out. I read up on it. It's awesome. So we discovered, you know what we discovered? Basically, we can go through whole columns and create, you know, proper Web 2.0 property listings, Twitter listings, things like that. Coming off of here, Twitter, LinkedIn, NetVibes, Black Planet, Dailygram, Goodreads, I don't know what some of these things are, Trello, just all these. We can create links to those sites. Okay, and we can do it with bookmarks, blog posts, documents, videos, Web 2.0, and citations. Okay, there are UK citations, Canada citations, other worldwide, just by the country. Select yourself a country. Okay, so whatever country, and then we can do citations in that country. You know, so if we got like India, right, and they got a bunch of websites happening there, then they're going to give us a list of what we can use there for India citations, right? So we can do this kind of thing pretty quickly. And here's what we found. We can pretty much hit all these columns, and it looks like probably for like $4 to $5 a column, we can backlink it all. Now, we're not backlinking the individual sitemap links because that's too expensive. We just have to do too many. But if we just focus on this like 100, 200, 300 depth column, and we're doing backlinks, like for every 100 or so, it's costing us like $4 or $5. Okay, what's that mean? That means that, you know, you take like $5 times 72 columns is like $360. That we're creating backlinks through all of those main indices, and by creating all the properties, just general properties pointing in at these, and with those general properties pointing in at these, Google can take them more seriously. And by taking them more seriously, Google will also take the sitemap links more seriously. Sitemap links will get more juice, and Google will be more interested in showing them all. Okay? Just so you know. So we add huge value across this entire spectrum. What are we up to now? See this? These are the industries, right? House painting, roofing, chiropractor, dermatologist, optometrist, physical therapist, podiatrist, veterinarians, home security, home warranty, landscapers, movers, TV repair, tree service, right? I don't care what you want to talk about here. We've got it going out for everything. HVAC, senior care, everything. Okay, so far there's like 62 industries that have like an average of 150 projects each. But then there's also 10 clients that we have in this mix here. And then other guys. Having said that, these are the industries that are meant for WPC right now at 62. Okay? And counting. We're going to be adding more. But we're gonna fix schema across all the instances, and we're going to fix canonicals across all the instances, and then continue building, literally building out in parallel these RankSnap properties at the same time. This isn't funny. I mean, you take this kind of a project here with pages that we can update. The whole thing we can update. 10,800 websites, 6 pages each, even before the sitemaps, plus 100 sitemaps times 10,800 entries, right? So what is that? 10,000 times 100 is a million. 80,000 pages, and we can literally update them monthly. Okay, and just keep adding a little more as we go. And Google will be cool with it as long as we get the schema right, the canonical URLs right, which we're going to have right soon and forevermore. So then you talk about the RankSnap. hitting them with not just one Twitter account, but like 20 Twitter accounts. We can decide just how big to scale it for every individual production, right? So we're going to be doing that, okay? And really, we're going to be able to hit all of these things and backlink them all. It's unbelievable. And then, like I said, we can make easy switches to who we're going to backlink and stuff just immediately, running through the entire list. We can shift backlinking power from company to company, week by week, month by month, easily. Okay, it's really unbelievable how far this has come. I want to make some more points real quick. Best hairstylist in town. Okay, I took this website, 12 pages. Oh yeah, this is a point I want to make. Some of you guys, and especially listen to me, those of you who are clients of ours, who we're doing backlinks for, if you're not really budging, okay, you're not getting more traffic, you're not getting keywords to rank, go back and see why. Sometimes you aimed too high, or you're not really hitting the nail on the head. Look, best hairstylist in town.com. One of their pages is called Genetics and Nutrition. Now, there aren't that many words on this page, all right? There really aren't. This isn't really a comprehensive page about genetics and nutrition. That's called thin content. It doesn't matter how much we try to push backlinks at this, we're never going to outrank all the other pages out there that are about genetics and nutrition, okay? 125 million results, scholarly articles, okay? Complex contributions of genetics and nutrition to ... okay? To the metabolic syndrome and so on. So careful of what you're doing. Like, what are the names of your pages and what are your pages all about? And do you have enough content on your pages? Some of you guys don't. We noticed that a couple of guys who submitted the projects, we did our job pushing backlinks to you, but you have like next to no content. And if you do, there's some really quick and easy ways to deal with that. I'm going to do a video real quick where I just kind of like walk through that and you'll suddenly understand. But it's not so hard to create content for your site. There are ways to do it. By having said that, just think about it. Think about the keywords you're trying to rank for. Make sure those become related to your page titles, if not about your page. And if you're local, aim for local. Use your local geography in those titles, right? Now, let me CMA, right? Cover mine. And because now that I said all that, word about split ends, protect hair for the sun, as you can see, these are really general, right? Eat plenty of healthy food. Now that's cool. This company did not waste their time writing these, because once we have pages that are based on keywords that can draw traffic in, these are good reads. Just even quick little reads like that are nice. Okay, they can be nice. They can create trust. People want to call the company owner now and say, hey, when can I come in to see you? Great. But as far as at least getting some pages that are meant to get people to come. Now, here's what I thought too. Handle hair gently when shampooing and brushing, right? Shampooing and brushing gently. And I just thought, also, that's probably got to be too generic, right? And I want to show you here. I'm going to CMA by saying this. Look, handle hair gently when shampooing and brushing. 6,360,000 results for this thing. They're number one. Okay. And I thought, what about this? Handle the hair gently when shampooing. Like, what if we make it a little shorter? Let's cut off the and brushing part. And they are still number 3 out of 7,360,000. This is a site we built for this client. Okay, it's a T2H site, right? One of our T2H sites. These things are ranking pretty well when they got enough oomph behind them, enough power pushing in at them. And if you wonder why, it's because they're built so well, right? We covered that in the video on Varsheet Installer, or not Varsheet Installer, Website Installer. So any of you not see this before, I just want to point it out before I continue on. This is like a minute. Watch it if you haven't. This is like 5 minutes. Watch it if you haven't. This is like 30. Watch it if you haven't. These are good to see. Okay, now let me come back to my point. Okay, huge results. They're right up there at the top, even for something like this. And here's the point I want to make. The power that we put into the backlinking, where we did get a bunch of links pointing at that client, okay, has pushed so much power into their site that they are ranking for things that they can manage to rank for, even like these, right? Even though these are like so powerfully huge keywords, right? 6,360,000 results are number one. And I wasn't exactly sure that, so I pulled up an incognito window just to verify. Again, 7,360,000 results on the shorter tail of the two. And there they are right there. Number three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. No kidding. It's huge. This is huge. Okay. Let me show you more. Here we go. One of the insurance projects. Okay. They're just 10 results. Okay. Just 10 of them. We've got 2 links that use this kind of keyword here. Safeguard public adjusters. Safeguard public adjusters. Guess what? Safeguard Public Adjusters is a brand name for a company called Safeguard Public Adjusters LLC. But do you know what? We associated it with a particular client. And if you do the search for Safeguard Public Adjusters, you'll see your, oh, okay, not LLC, INC. Safeguard Public Adjusters INC, right? Well, also, okay, out of 246,000 results for Safeguard Public Adjusters, 246,000 results. Our client's down here, right around like number 60 or so, okay? But I want to point out how unusual that is. Do you see the word safeguard in here anywhere? No. You see it here, you see it here, see it here, see it here, see it below, see it here, okay? See it here. I don't see it here in the middle. Number like 60 out of 246,000 results, just one keyword, okay? And you know what's really weird about that? Safeguard Public Adjusters, if you go to their website, you can't find it, okay? Control F, Safeguard, it's not there. Let's check out the source code, shall we? So I pulled that up. Safeguard's not there either. You know why they're showing up for Safeguard in the number 60 spot out of 246,000 results? Because 2 links are in our mix that say Safeguard Public Adjusters that are pointing in at these guys from this one instance. Now, there are going to be some other cases where that's happening, okay? In here, in this stack, there are some other ones too that happen to be Safeguard Public Adjuster. We got a lot of keywords, obviously, in the mix, you know, that we're using for all these columns, all right? There's like keyword stack for all these columns. If I were to pull it up and go over there, I mean, I wonder what we got for keyword stacks. Yeah, look, this is that column, okay? Look at this, right? All these keywords are part of the game, okay? And I got to go back even and look at the color coding to see what that's all about. But there you go. There's like 207, you know, where at least half of these are green for whatever reason. I got to go back and look and see what that means, because that's crazy. So where is Safeguard in this thing even, you know? Jeez, man. I wonder if I can just find it this way. Yeah, look at that. 1 of 2. Safeguard Public Adjusters. What's the other one? Okay, Safeguard Public Adjusters again in the red. Okay, so Safeguard's only showing up for a certain keyword. One keyword, really. And for that company. So it's not even showing up a lot in the mix, okay? That's how crazy powerful that is. Because before the sitemaps get indexed, you're talking about like 200 sites or 300 maybe that are only using that one keyword that say Safeguard. So like 100 keywords. It's only showing up a few times, like 6 or 8. And yet it's enough to drive our client to like number, what was that, 60 or so for that keyword, even though they don't have the word Safeguard on their page. Everyone above and below them says it here in the list, but not them. How's that for nuts? Okay, it is impressive. Okay, by the way, we've been working on the whole WPC positions backend here. Okay, we're going to get all the stuff attached. It's going to track everything. So we've got our positions with owners, the whole list of what you can get, the pay, the levels and the prices, everything there for the for you to be able to sign up here to hold positions and release and claim positions at will. Okay, the coding's done for it in the back end. Then we have the sales team. Okay, where guys can sign up for sales. And the guys who do the sales are going to get paid right away, basically, like within 48 hours. Okay, in the beginning, we got to make sure, you know, as the first true payments come through the system, we have to make sure to attach the final pieces and that we like the way it's flowing. But we want sales guys paid now. We want them incentivized to do it. We're driving up graphs and we're fixing our indexing issues so that we can get this stuff to happen really, really fast. And we're going to walk you sales guys through. All you have to do is show a guy, hey, if you got him from number 21 on average, or 20, up to, you know, whatever this is, 12, and he's like almost approaching the front page, hey, does he want us to keep it up or not? You just send him the graph and say, look, we got you from A to B. Do you want us to keep it up? Okay. Or if we didn't do it ourselves, we were a material part of how it happened. Take a look at this. You know, backlinks listings, CRs, that's what coordinates with your rise. You can see it. You know, usually you see big jumps suddenly when we did something that helped a company out. Like if a company goes from here to here, might be because a few of our backlinks kicked in. And all of a sudden they're floating up at this higher level now for a while. Okay. Anyway, trading will come out later. Like we showed that's what happened exactly here. Like they were floating here and then we shoved them up to here and then stopped. It was just some of our links caught up and then now they're floating there until we get some more links to kick in, which we'll do when we fix our indexing issue. Oh my God. All right. So for the positions, you can actually sign up for these things if you really wanted to now. Website-marketing-solutions.com with dashes, right? Website-marketing-solutions.com/sales. For the sales team, website-marketing-solutions.com/WPC for website portfolio club, so you can get your hands on positions to let everyone else do the work, including all the RankSnap work, all the indexing work, all the sitemap fix work, all the canonical URL work, all the sales. And yes, if you're a sales guy and you also want to participate on the position side of the house, be our guest. You can take part in both or all. It's up to you, either or all. Let me go further. Contact form submitter. You know how many of you guys are going to see a graph like maybe for this optometrist in Houston? And you go, hey, look at how we got this guy from floating around position like 38 to 40, and we got him up here to 14, 15. We can do the same thing for you. And then what do? You go get a list of optometrists across the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. You get all their websites and you just contact them with the same link for the same result and just say, hey, follow this link to sign up here. They'll click the link in the email that goes to your affiliate page for the sales project, and they'll read through the stuff and they'll decide to sign up for one of the packages, and boom, you earn your money. 25% off wherever they step in at, minimum $50, okay? For the first payment, 25% for the second, and then an ongoing 10% after that. That is, we're quite sure that is what we're gonna stick with. We'll finalize that later and verify it and tell you if we make any adjustments for any reason, but we think that's it, okay? We want all of the real costs to come out of the wholesale payments that come in to make all of this stuff possible, so that all the retail payments that come in from clients get split in two directions. The guys who did the sales and the guys who paid the wholesale payments and therefore are earning the retail in response. So they get the rest of the money beyond what the sales guys get, okay? So obviously the guys who paid the wholesale for the longest time to press us up, 3 months minimum at the tier level you want, okay? And then you can release claim anything within your tier level at any time, okay? You get the hot seat. Whenever you see a graph go up, grab the hot seat. If we see it go up and we want to set you up with it, preferred stock, before anyone else, we'll just take it, reserve it, and then give it to you so that we can work through all the guys who've made this happen for us. Because this has gotten huge and it's really a big deal. And as this happens, wholesale is going to wind up covering all the costs, including the guys who own the servers, the guys who own the domains are going to get covered by that. The RankSnap work, the production work, the refreshing of everything on schedule, all of this, the figuring out which guys to add, which guys to drop, so on and so forth. But then beyond that, anything that gets picked up by clients along the way because they love the graphs and they want in, okay? That's between the sales guy and paying the wholesales back retail, which is supposed to be at least 3 times more is our goal for everyone, just to get them going. Okay, and then we want to roll it uphill from there anyway. We figure if you're making 3 times as much, you'll double the investment in. We push you to 3 times that, you double the investment in, right? So if you're putting in 500 and you're pulling out 1,500, maybe you'll put in another 500 out of the 15. So now you're putting in 1,000. So if we can get you to 3,000, maybe you'll put in 2,000. So everybody can go like this. That's the goal. Okay. Okay, I'll come back to that after a big because I still want to walk through some more of this. But oh yeah, contact form submitter. What's the point? You go to referenceusa.com, sign in with your library card. I'll give training over this, and you can just download stacks and stacks of optometrists across the nation, even across the world, I think, or at least Canada. I got to go back and double check what they have at Reference USA. We always did it with USA, but they also have Canada, and they may have the rest of the world. So what's the point? There are places where you can go to get all the websites. Then what? Then you go get a contact form submitter. There's some out there. We should almost resurrect the amazing list cleaner, the ALC from the old days. I don't even know where it is. Dust it off, catch it up. And what's the point? It goes to the websites and sends your message. Okay, there are a lot of options for this that are useful. Okay, there's PaganBot and so on. These things are neat and they do the job. Kind of a little tricky to learn, like PaganBot or StraightBots, but they do the job and they're neat. So the point is, if you're auto-filling these things all day long, your computer's doing it, then you're doing sales like that, okay, to drive people in through your links so you can build up automated income streams is one way to go. But if you do that, you're using all the company's own emails to contact them through their contact forms and their websites. Many of them will dismiss you, and many of them won't even submit properly. Just depends on the quality of the contact form submitter or the process you set up on one. But for the ones that go through, you cannot get hit for spam because it was their own email that emails them. It wasn't your email that emails them anyway. Okay, so just a concept. There's one tool of many for sales. Okay, let me step further. We walked back in the SpinRewriter to see where they're at today because they started really talking about how much they've been pressing things forward. And I saw that the RankSnap guys are really serious about SpinRewriter today. So we went back through and took a good look at it. And you know what we learned? I like what they're doing. I went through and looked at variations that they're generating and how fast we can create variations that are even more industry specific to add more uniqueness, more content, more reach, right? And I'm totally blown away with what we can do if we set it up right, okay? By the way, SpinRewriter is built into your panel, okay, for the legacy UAP. I have to go back and double check that. We haven't used that in a long time because we really didn't like what SpinRewriter was doing in a long time, but it is built into the panel. Like if you go to the pages, let me just show you real quick. If I go to any of these pages, home, okay, see this? SpinRewriter API. If I hit that, brings up this window where you can generate text from Spun. You can configure it. There's code and stuff for that. Here's protected terms. Here's the API methods that supposedly still work. Haven't done this in a while. And this is the equivalent of the page right here. And you could spin it. Use the API to spin it. Fill in the page or download a whole bunch of variations, etc., etc. There's nifty tricks to this. I have to go back and rethink this, okay, so that I can teach over it well. And yeah, we have an affiliate program. Be sure to buy through my link or buy straight through here if you get it. And don't do anything with this yet because I have to go back and double check this thing and see if I like it. I haven't even checked that out. But there are advantages that we like to give people anyway if they're buying through our affiliate link. So always make sure to do that whenever possible. If you don't know what it is, ask me. I think it's in here. I think there's like a link for, you know, getting it, right? And you got to configure, you got to put in this and whatever the key is. It's got to be an old key. Go with the right confidence level, generate text, protected, use variation, so on and so forth. There's supposed to be a link like where you can buy this at. It should be in here. I got to go back and, like I said, just build it up again, but we'll do this quick. That way you guys have this so that whenever you buy any template like from Website Installer, it'll be there. Same with one more thing. We did version 12. Version 12, I mean, I know I don't keep breaking everything down in a way that you'll understand for what the updates were, but the updates are there and they make the thing more robust, like being able to use tokens for your page names and your page URLs, and it works in the sitemap. And before we could not swap themes and subdomains like this one, repainting services. Now we can. So the sitemap will allow you to switch themes whether your installation's on the root or in a subdomain. It's unbelievable. It gives you so much power. It's insane. I don't even know how to put it. So yeah, let us finish with like the canonical update, the schema update, and we'll be flying sky high. Huh. Okay. I think I covered the gamut for this. I'm going to let this go. Got more stuff to record over, but this gives you a lot in the meantime to see what's going on. And now you can just see how close we're getting. We're starting to make decisions. Decisions on who to keep and who to drop based on all these different factors. Of course, you can always pitch any of these guys. Anyone who says, yes, I want the project, great. But this is like how many guys have we been doing in the first place, right? It's really crazy. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot coming. And night watch monitoring, like I said, for sales, we have to go back and do this. But for all the stats, we want to put them in one place so that you won't miss them. Okay, take a look at how many there are. My God, look at this. Okay, it's 200 deep plus a few more. Okay, all these stats. So what do you think comes next? The next week over here. So we're going to make this kind of thing available to all the sales guys so that they can just glance through and see what they want to use for a strategy, and they can just tear with it based on the numbers they see. They can look back and see which, what the numbers are and which company that was, what industry that is, and metro area that is, and they can decide to go after it. And for us, it's going to tell us the typical tier, okay? And that's going to be all about matching. When the guy comes and signs up, we're going to tell him, like, if you're large, use this package. If you're smaller, use that package, that kind of thing. And whatever they decide to go with in the end, it's going to be the tier they're stepping in on, the clients, right? The actual companies like these that come and say, I want the services. They can sign up at any of the tier levels. So whoever's at one of those tier levels, we're going to work through you guys in a cycle, right? And just tell you, hey, you're next. You should switch to this industry over here so you can release and claim and start getting retail. Okay, we want to start getting all you wholesale guys paid out, retail, so that you feel good, you keep coming back for more, you keep growing with us, because at this point, we're so close. It's insane. Okay, all you server guys and domains guys who've let us, you've given us the leeway, the leverage, the patience to build at this extraordinary level on your servers. Thank you, because that we really have learned a lot and gotten absolutely huge and smarter about how we're doing this. And so, yeah, this is going to turn into real serious pay dirt, and it's just going to move fast. The incentives are there. The reasons are there for it to grow. And the people who want to make it grow will make it grow because this is desirable. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. It's been a really weird time getting through this virus, but as you know, any company that's sitting on their butt waiting for everything to open back up really wants to get to the top of the list, and the virus does not hold down keyword rank. Not at all. All right?